My experience in care was hellish. I mean, we're hearing the stories coming out now from what happened in the North Wales orphanages, and similar activities were happening in the orphanage where I was. And you have to try and think that these were like little villages, and children like me were taken away from South London and moved to the countryside. In some instances, Surrey or Sussex, and we was raised in these villages. And in those days, there were no CRB checks, nothing like that. And so the staff in control of these places were very unpleasant. A few of them were paedophiles, and it wasn't just sexual abuse; it was physical as well. And so you could say I grew up very bitter, very angry. And so by the time I was 14, I was what they used to say maladjusted, but only because of the treatment I had suffered in the children's home. And at the age of 14, 1977, they moved me back to Brixton to live in a social services unit there. I was expelled from about 3 or 4 schools from the age of 12 to 14. And I remember they had this long case meeting with social workers, psychiatrists, and staff in the children's home. And they decided that, I think also because no school in my area would take me in, they decided to move me back to Lambeth. And I was to be taught by a tutor 3 or 4 days a week, and in a secure unit. So they felt they could keep me monitored, if you like, closer to Lambeth. Because in those days, Lambeth didn't house most of their kids within its borders. They needed more space, so they went further afield to ship out their kids. Living in Brixton impacted me greatly because it was culture shock for me. Totally unprepared for it, really was. I was used to growing up in an environment where you say good morning to everybody you pass on the street or sit next to on a bus. But Brixton changed all that for me, especially the tales of my new friends who told me about the brutality of the police. I never heard about brutality of the police growing up in a children's home in Surrey. It just didn't cross my mind. I thought all police were, serving the public. But so that was a real shock for me, and it was just a different pace of life, a different kind of. I didn't even walk like my peers. I didn't even talk like my peers, and I felt like a fish out of water. And so, like any other kid, wherever you come from, I just wanted to fit in to my new environment. So at first, I found it very difficult. People used to laugh at me, the way I used to talk, the way I used to dress, and so I only gained that slowly. But over time, I managed to become if you like, a Brixtonian.